I'll do a quick little intro here. So thanks for joining me today. Things you're going to need for class today are a strap or even just like a kitchen-sized towel, a water, a pillow, or even a yoga block if you have it. Let's get started on our backs today. Come to lay down flat. Heel toe your feet wide to the edges of your mat so you have some space to knock your knees in at center to touch. Arms can float wherever feels good, maybe long alongside the body, maybe one hand to heart, one hand to belly, or somewhere else as you quiet down the mind's thoughts, close down the eyes. Set your intention for class today, starting to engage a deeper, fuller, and smoother. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Filling up so full of air before you release. Sighing it all away. Our breath, the most important part of our yoga practice. Everything we do on our mat and probably just about everything we do off our mats too. We set that intention right here, right now. So let's press away all the air from our lungs to empty, including any stale air you were holding from this past week or before you walked onto your mat. Together, we'll sip in air nice and slow and full through the nose. Hold that in-breath, bellies and chest so full of air at the top. And exhale, sigh it all away. Start to feel your shoulders, your spine soften down to the mat. A couple more just like that, breathing in. Belly and chest, they rise all the way up to the top. Hold. Chest and belly fall. Soften. And hold that there at the bottom. Two more just like that, breathing in to fill up. Breathing out. Last one just like that, your biggest belly breath yet, all the way you rise up to the top. And maybe there at the top, you sip in just a little bit more air, hold, and release. And once you're at the bottom, sigh away any of that stale air that you were holding in your chest, that you know you feel totally hollow here. Engage a natural inhale and exhale pace for yourselves, but always come down to your mat, return to that breathing exercise if and whenever you need it at all in class. On your next in-breath, let's all take our arms up overhead for a nice little early stretch through the shoulders. Drop your arms out to a T shape on the exhale so that shoulders land on either side of the mat and your palms can be face up or face down. And just take windshield wiper rocks with those knees, left to right. Side to side, you can go to bring in some movement to the body. And if it's okay for the neck, you can even rotate the neck in the opposite direction of the legs. Knees float left, gaze floats right. And back and forth you go, with shoulders there to ground you. We're opening up into a nice early spinal twist. Maybe one or two more rocks side to side, and the second time you come up, bring those knees back up to sky and heel toe your feet so that they stack under the knees here. Grab a hold of that strap, that towel if you have it at home. And we're gonna start with our right leg first. If I have the strap here, you can take the single wrap or double wrap here. Take the right foot and flex those toes up to the sky. Keep that strap handy. We're not going to use it yet, but just work into that ankle space. Work out those early creaks and cracks through your toes, through your ankle. I can hear them over here, guys. You can even pedal out your foot in the air like a bicycle. It always feels really good on my knee. When you're ready, keep that right knee bent into your chest. Wrap that strap, that towel around the sole of the right foot, and extend and flex that heel up to sky. A grip on either end of that towel, that strap, to help ground it down. Flex those right toes back by your face. Work into this early hamstring stretch. This can feel like a lot, so be kind to yourself. Keep a micro bend in that knee to help protect it. And maybe your left foot stays on the mat for a little extra support. But if you're ready to open up that hip a little more, you might start to creep those left toes a little longer on your mat, softening the bend out of that left knee too. Maybe your left heel stays on the mat somewhere. Maybe your left toes stay on the mat somewhere. Just like a little kickstand for support, but the longer your leg, the deeper you might feel this hamstring stretch on the right side. Take this only as deep as feels good. Nice. We'll stay here for just one more good breath in. Use this exhale and work those right toes a little bit closer towards your chest, past your head. All right, take both ends of that strap into your right hand. Release that grip just so you're making like a 90-degree angle with that right foot. Take your left hand, clip your left hip. Your left hip point should stay here, up at the sky, up at the ceiling. And I'll flip around so you can see this. And just on this next breath, you'll start to open up that right hip. Float the right foot heel out to the side. Your left hand on top of that left hip will help guide it. Keep it centered up at the top. As you open up your right hip, your right foot won't even touch the mat. It's just a nice opening there through that hip space. That strap in hand helps keep your hips in level and squared. On your next in-breath, float right foot back up to sky. Flip the grip into the left hand, both ends of the strap into the left hand. Drop your right arm off to a T shape, and in one full exhale, cross the right leg over the body. Gaze can be up at the ceiling or even over the right shoulder for a nice early twist. Your right foot might touch the mat on the opposite side. It might not, and that's okay. Take this twist only as far or as deep as feels right for you. Use your belly. Pull that right foot back up to sky here. Right back to where we started. Rebend that right knee. Take the strap in your hands. Release the strap off to the side. You can even stir and swirl that out of that right knee, that right ankle. We'll shake it out before we take it to the other side. To start us off, you'll lay your right foot flat on the mat first. Right knee up to the ceiling for more support. And when you're ready, you'll pull that left knee into your chest. Let's start by just working that left foot up to the sky. Stir out the ankle, creaks and cracks here on this side. Through knee, through hip space. We don't nearly give our low body enough love when we're vertical. So I love starting this when we're horizontal at the start of class. As you're ready, take that strap, that towel in your hand, bend the left knee and wrap it around the sole of that left foot before you flex it up to sky. A nice firm grip here, but keep a micro bend in that knee to help protect it. Flexing those toes back by your face, you should feel that really deep, beautiful stretch in the back of the leg. Keep that grip here. Keep that right foot on the mat if you need to. But you might even just feel the sensation or the urge to let that right leg drift off a little longer to the base of your mat. Maybe your right toes stay on the mat, maybe right heel. Wherever you are, some part of that right foot should stay connected so you can stay square and level. Keep your strap in hand on this in-breath. Use the exhale. Maybe pull it in a little more snug, I should say, towards the chest. Return that leg, floating leg to that 90-degree angle. Both ends of the strap come into the left hand. Clip the right hip with the right hand. One breath in prepares us to open up. And on your exhale, start to slowly externally rotate open left hip to the side. Foot and strap in hand, you can help guide it without sacrificing the placement of your right hip. I want you to feel that opening through that left inner thigh without dropping too heavy to the left side. Flexing those left toes by your face helps keep that floating foot active. And when you're ready, bellies will pull left foot back up to ceiling. Flip the grip, drop the left hand, and in one full exhale, cross the left leg over the body. Gaze up at the ceiling or even over the left shoulder if that's okay for the neck. One breath right here. Bellies will pull left leg back up to ceiling. Rebend the right knee so that your right foot comes flat. A little more support there for you. Release the strap off that leg. Maybe stir and rock that one out of that left leg too. Side to side we go. Both feet come flat to the mat, both knees up to the ceiling. Float the arms down long alongside the body, palms face down. Let's open up those hips with one early bridge pose. On your inhale, prepare by laying firmly on your mat. And on that exhale, float those hips high to sky. High above heart, press through heels, engage the glutes. You're rolling onto the backs of the shoulders, but your gaze stays soft at the ceiling. Working into this deep, early heart opener, hip opener, we'll be using it here today. Softly roll your way back down, shoulders, mid-spine, and tail touch the mat. When the tail taps the mat, bring knees back into the chest, both knees into the chest, and rock that out right to left. Shake that out of the spine and massage out any tension you were holding there. When you're ready, clip the undersides of your knees next. We'll start to rock the long lengths of our spines from top to bottom. Bottom to top you go. Build momentum through the belly as you find these rocks bigger and badder, maybe each time. Maybe your toes tap the mat in front of you or even tap overhead behind you. The next time you come up, cross the ankles, walk your hands over your feet and come up on all fours. I'll flip it around here. We're all going to meet in cow-cat pose on all fours, with shoulders stacked over wrists and hips stacked over knees. You'll stay right here with your gaze soft at the mat. Bring your knees in together to touch actually here. And on this next breath, flex those right toes back behind you with that flexed heel. It can feel good, even just rock it out, pedaling it out front and back, working into that hammy. But whenever you're ready, take it back to stillness where your shoulders stack over your wrists and fly. That right heel just to the height of that right hip point with your right toes flexed back down towards your mat. You can stay right here and work on keeping that leg floating. Option to add the hand in it too. Spinal balance, tiptoe left fingertips to the top of the mat. Stay here with tented fingers for some support. That's option 2. Option 3, fly. Floating left thumb up, left pinky down. You're finding spinal balance challenge here. Keep pressing out of that right hand to keep that shoulder from collapsing. If there's any tension in that left knee, feel free to tuck the left toes. It can give you a little bit more stability here for this next part. Spinal balance, we fly. One breath in keeps you here extended long, front of the mat, back of the mat. On your exhale, bend your floating knee and floating arm and tap elbow to knee behind you as you take a little crunch, a little cat shape in the spine. Inhales, reach you long. Exhales, bend you, fold you. 2 more just like that. Breathing in, rise it up. Exhale, fold. Last one here, breathing in, rise it up, maybe lift up a little taller front and back, and exhale, round, tuck to fold. Unravel yourselves back out long, arm and leg extend. Land the right knee first, maybe the hand comes down second, or vice versa, whichever one works out. We'll take this to the other side. So with knees tapped together at the back of the mat, or underneath you, extend the left toes, I should say now, back to the back of the mat. Rock it out front to back. It's a really nice way to pedal out that heel, work into that leg, nice. And weight's gonna shift into that left hand. Maybe before you do that, if you have any discomfort in the right knee, tuck the right toes behind you, or keep that right foot flat. You'll know what feels right. You can stay right here. Before you float, the left heel this time to the height of the left hip. Left toe should stay flexed here underneath you. Your hips point still stay square. That'll come in handy as we flow through our practice. Right hand can stay stacked underneath the right shoulder, option 1. Option 2 is to walk the right fingertips out to the top of the mat. I keep it on tented finger pads here for stability. Option 3, if you're ready to fly, shift the weight into your left hand, but not too heavy in that wrist so that your shoulder comes up by your ear. Keep pressing out of that hand as you fly up right hand. Right thumb spins high, right pinky spins low. We stay here for a good breath in. And settle. Inhales keep us long in spinal balance. On our exhale, bend floating knee, floating elbow. They crunch and tap underneath you. Arc through the spine. Breathing in, rise it up. Breathing out, we all fold. 2 more just like that. In breath, rise it out, flexing through those fingers, flexing through those toes, fingertips full of energy. Exhale, tap. Last one here, breathe it in. Maybe you float the heel, maybe you float the fingers up a little taller. Breath out, round, and fold. Take it back out nice and long to unravel yourselves. Softly land the left toes to the back of the mat. Right hand comes underneath the shoulder. Right foot steps back to meet the left. Here you are in a nice high plank. Warming up those bellies here. We'll use them here too. Pressing through the mat, keep yourselves from collapsing into the shoulder space. Crown of the energy, shooting energy forward. Gaze stay soft here at the mat so there's no wrinkles in the back of the neck. Stay here for 1 more good breath in. And on your exhale, without moving hands and feet, send those hips high to sky. It's our first downward facing dog. Welcome back. For me, I'm going to shorten my stance, walk those heels in a little closer. Enough space that you could send that weight heavy into heels, out of the wrists. That long spine shape stays with you as you pedal out the heels, sway out the hips side to side. Maybe even shake your head out no and nod it yes. Work out those creaks and cracks here nice and early. Take stillness here in your downward facing dog and settle in. And I'm taking off my hoodie. Got real hot here early. When you're ready, Like a wave in the spine, think high plank again. Roll up through tiptoes, pull your way forward to that high plank position. We'll take a modified yoga push-up. Soften the knees down. Hinge at the elbows to lower your chest and your chin. Flatten the heels, or the tops of the feet, the hips, I should say. Pinch those elbows back. Rotate those elbows back too as you roll open the chest for a little baby cobra. Good. On your exhale, wave your way back down, lay flat on your belly. We'll take that 2 more times, that little spinal wave. On your in-breath, press up, maybe even a little bit taller, and say hello to your lats this morning. On your exhale, wave it way back down, turn the opposite cheek. We'll take that 1 more time. Breathe it in, rise it up nice and tall. Maybe your arms come a little taller. Maybe you press all the way up into your full cobra. On your exhale, tuck the toes behind you. You can press back through bent knees all the way up to your down dog. Next time we'll take it a different way, leveling it up each time. Once you're in your down dog, tiptoe feet up to the top of the mat. We'll all meet at the front in a nice forward fold. Drape your chest over your thighs. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. Enough space that you could rest both or all fingers on the mat somewhere. So your legs don't need to be completely locked out. Couple options here for you to take folded elbows, ragdoll. Here's another option, yogi toe lock. Take peace fingers, pointer finger, middle finger, and clip onto the big toe, right in between the second toe and the big toe. From the front, it'll look a little something like this. I have socks on, so it looks a little different. But it's a good grip that you can find to help drape your chest a little bit deeper, softer towards the thighs. Maybe you sway out left to right, right to left. Feel that low back release, no tension in the upper body, no wrinkles in the back of the neck. Side to side we go. Take stillness whenever you're ready. Release whatever grip you had so your arms dangle underneath the shoulders. Keep the feet planted, a micro bend in both knees. The next 2 breaths will rise us up tall to stand. Nice and easy we go. Stacking spine up tall. Once you get to the top here, give those shoulders a good shrug up by the ears. Good, guys. Roll them down the back. Open up the palms. It's mountain. Let's take our flow. On your inhale, rise both hands up high. Palms come up together to touch. On the exhale, pull your hands through center and fold right back down into legs. On your inhale, lift up halfway. You can come up to finger pads if you'd like to start, just for a nice long spine. On your exhale, plant both hands. Step the feet back to your high push-up position. High push-up to low push-up. Let's take this with knees supported this time, all the way down. We'll go a little deeper next time. Flatten the hips, tops of the feet. On your inhale, roll open for your cobra pose. On your exhale, tuck the toes. Make your way back to your down dog. You can even press up through that high push-up and all the way back. Again, we flow it out a little faster. Breathe in and rise to your tiptoes. Bend your knees. Tiptoe or walk your feet up to your hands. Inhale, lengthen up long, halfway lift. On your exhale, take it right back down to fold. Next breath in, sweep the palms wide, like you could graze the side walls of your room. All the way up to the top, your palms meet. And on your exhale, fold. Hands through center, they take you right back down to your mat. Inhale, lengthen out long. My hands are coming up to my ankles now this time, maybe lifting up my chest a little taller. Shoulders pinch back. On the exhale, plant both hands. Step it back to a high push-up. And high push-up can become low push-up. You can always take the knees. Or chaturanga. Yogis push-up, hinging it just to the height of the elbows. It's like a little halfway push-up. Flip the toes, breathe it in. Press your way open for your cobra. Roll back up to down dog. Good, guys. With bent knees or back up to your high plank and all the way back to sky. One more just like that. Breathe it in, rise, bend, walk, step. Maybe you're ready to hop the feet up to the hands. Breathe it in, lengthen out long, halfway lift. Exhale, take it down. Rise it up tall. Exhale, float us right back down low. Breathing in, lengthen out long for that halfway lift. Take those hands up the shins a little taller each time. A block can also feel really good too here for you underneath the hands. On your exhale, plant both hands, feet step back, high to low push-up. Your versions of your push-ups, knees, no knees, chaturanga, wherever you are. Breathing in, lift up tall, shoulders roll them down the back. Exhale, make your way back to your downward facing dog, however you want to get there. We'll take this one a little differently. Breathe in, rise to tiptoes, bend your knees, feet meet hands at the top. Breathing in, lengthen out long, halfway lift. Exhale, take it right back down. Stand tall, rise up. You can take your hands through center, or even this time you can split them. Lead with your heart, roll your way back down to the mat. Nice shoulder opener there. On your inhale, lift up halfway. On your exhale, plant both hands, but this time just step your right foot to the back of the mat. Here you are in a little low lunge stance, and once you're there with your hands framing that left foot, soften the right knee down. Right toes can stay tucked here for support or flatten the top of that foot. When you're ready, your next inhale sweeps you up to a nice supported low lunge as you settle in to that front thigh. You feel that firing up your quad there in the back. Nice and easy, shoulders soft down the back, arms floating high. Tailbone stays tucked underneath torso. Keep sinking into that left knee. Stack that top knee over top ankle. One more breath keeps you right here in your supported low lunge. On your exhale, split the palms. You can take it to half split. Maybe you tap the mat to help you float your chest over a left long leg. Blocks underneath your hands or pillows underneath your hands can help bring the mat a little closer to you as you drape your chest over that left long leg. Left toes, they might start floating on the mat, but you might even just feel the sensation to flex those left toes back by your face. Keeping those left toes active, chest nice and soft. When you're ready, re-bend into that left knee, frame that left foot with your hands. Tuck the right toes to lift the right knee. Use your belly, your front foot rather, your left foot is gonna fly back high to a three-leg dog. Your left toes floating, let them feel good to find a little movement here. Whether it's rolling out the ankle, rolling out the heel, knee bends, open up that hip. Work some circles there in the sky like you're tracing them with your toes. Work out those creaks and those cracks before you extend the left leg long and step left foot down to meet right to your down dog. On your inhale, rise to tiptoes, bend your knees, make your way feet to hands at the front of the mat. On your inhale, lift up halfway. I'm taking the socks off. On your exhale, take it down. Breath in sweeps you to stand. Hands through center or split the palms again. On your exhale, dive your way forward all the way down. Breathing in, lengthen long. Maybe you lift up a little taller. Breath out, plant the hands, it's left foot this time, to the back of the mat. With right knee stacked over right ankle, send the left knee softly to the mat. Tuck the left toes for support or keep that foot flat. On your inhale, rise it up. And settle in to that front leg. Supported lunge on this side. One more breath in right here. Use this exhale. Maybe sink a little softer into that front leg. Another good breath in right here. On your exhale, land both fingertips down to the mat and float over a straighter right leg. Doesn't need to be completely straight. A big bend or a micro bend there can help. Keep the blocks maybe underneath the hands if you need to bring the mat a little closer to you. Keep your gaze soft at the mat so that your neck stays long. Right toes on the mat here for support. If you want to level it up, you can even fly those right toes up by the face. Good. One more breath to work into this hammy stretch. And maybe you want to walk those hands in closer, maybe even walk them out a little further from you, wherever you are, to help you settle into this stretch. Re-bend into that top knee. Frame that top foot with the hands. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Belly's gonna fly right foot up to sky. Pull that right heel into your chest and then extend it long behind you. Right toes floating here. Take whatever movement feels good for you. Walk it out of that hip in one circle direction before you make it to the other circle direction. Through toes, through knee, through hip. Left heel's grounding you, keeping it sinking heavy as your right toes find a little bit of air, a little bit of flight. Extend right leg long. Before you land the right foot down to meet left into your down dog, let's take that through one vinyasa. Pull your way forward to that high plank position. Lower your way through your chaturanga, high to low push-up, whichever variation feels right for you. Breathing in, roll your way open. On your exhale, tip it back. Down dog. We're going to take that series one more time a little bit faster. Breathe it in, rise to high toes, bend your knees, walk, step, or hop the feet up to the hands at the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthens you long to your halfway lift. Maybe take those hands up a little taller. Roll those shoulders back. Exhale, take it down. Rise it up tall. We stand high with one breath. Maybe even a little back bend if you look up at your hands before you float your way down on the exhale, all the way down low. Breathing in, lengthen out long. Breath out, it's hands that plant and right foot that steps to the back. Right knee softens down 2. 1 breath per movement this time. On your inhale, rise it up to that low lunge, supported. Right away on this exhale, take it to your half a split. And maybe as you travel there, you don't even touch the mat. If you need to, that's okay too. But float your way back into airplane wings, fingertips spinning to the back wall. Maybe it's softer, easier for you to take it with palms face down. That works for me. But sometimes when I see you in class, I see some of you float your palms up. Airplane wings, half a split. Tap the mat down with your hands if you need to, or challenge yourself to stay floating. Maybe you even float your front toes with you. Woo. Airplane, half split. Rebend into that top knee. Frame that top foot with your hands. Tuck right toes, lift right knee. Bellies will fly, left foot back and high, 3 leg. Open up that left hip maybe as you stack left hip over right. Stir that one out of that front leg before you extend it out long and tap left foot down to meet right to your down dog. Breathing in, rise to tiptoes, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop, feet to hands. We got one more side to go. On your inhale, lift up a little taller, halfway lift. My hands are coming to just the tops of my shins, right below my knees, making like a little flat spine. Exhale, take it down. Rise it up tall, stand high. Breath out, floats us right down low. Hands can go through your heart or split the palms and dive your way down. Breathe it in, lengthen out long. Like you could rest a glass of water on that tailbone. I know you love that analogy. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot to the back of the mat. Low lunge, you go. With knee down in the back, breathing in, rise it up. On this exhale, right away, take it to your half a split, maybe without even touching the mat, you go. Dive your way forward. Roll those shoulders back as you do so. Fingertips reaching back, crown of your head, shooting energy forward to help you take flight. Maybe you even fly those front toes too. Woo. If you ever need to tap down the toes, tap down a finger or two, you can. Just come back up when you're ready. We'll be here for one more breath. We all rebend into that top knee, frame right foot with the hands. Tuck back toes, lift back knee. Bellies will fly, right foot to sky. Send it to the back, 3 leg. Stack open that right hip, maybe a little more. Sink that left heel heavy. Rock that out of that right foot, right knee, right hip. Extend right leg long before you land, right foot down to meet left. It's down dog. A vinyasa to rinse that out. Pull your way forward to your high plank to low plank. Flip the toes, breathe it in, roll your way open cobra. Skip the down dog on this one, take it to child's pose. Kiss the big toes in the back, widen the big knees. Widen the knees if you need to help you sink softly between the thighs. You can always work those thighs in a little closer for a softer child's pose and keep your arms draped here at the top of your mat. Your forehead space can come down too. Great moment to catch your breath. Great moment to grab water if you need it. Take a moment of pause here before we come back up to our mats. No rush at all. Pick up your chest first. Roll your way back up. We're all going to be in down dog eventually. And we're going to have a little bit of fun this time. When you're ready, press through the balls of your feet. The hips will go high up into your downward facing dog. Settle back into your down dog. Or if you're on your mat grabbing water in child's pose, that's okay. Remember those poses we took with the strap at the beginning of class? We're going to channel that here in our next series. We're going to warm our way up for it though. On your next breath in, rise to tiptoes, bend your knees, make your way, feet meet hands on the exhale up to the top of the mat. Breathing in, lift up halfway. Breathing out, take it down. Whew. Inhale, rises us tall to stand. Exhale, sweep us low. We all fold. Inhale, lengthen out long. On your exhale, step your right foot to the back of the mat, but this time keep your right knee floating. With left knee stacked over that left ankle, we stand up for our high lunge as we prep for it. On your next in-breath, rise it up. Good, guys. And settle in. You can always bend that back knee if you need to. If it helps you to tuck that tail underneath, you can keep that right knee in the back bent, or you can even extend it out a little longer as you settle in. Keep it in right here for another breath in. Settle in. Exhale. All right, here's where we're going to have a little bit of fun. On your next in-breath, sink just like about 45 degrees, like you're about ready to go into airplane wings. And here's where we're headed. Shift your weight into that top foot on this next breath. Take a few hops with that back leg all the way until you come up. Hug that right knee into your chest, literally with your hands if you'd like, or use the belly to fly right knee up to chest. Both hands come down, they clip that right knee. Stay nice and tall, and your one leg mountain is what we call this. We'll stay here nice and soft through that right knee. You can stay flexed in that right heel or in like a half pointed, half flexed foot. Just as long as it's active here, it'll stay. Keep your right hand on top of that right shin just below the knee. Take your left hand, clip your left hip. It'll look like this from the front. Whew. And once you're there, we're gonna take that external hip rotation. So on your inhale, prepare. Because on your exhale, we're gonna open up that right hip. Let your right hand guide that right knee open. Yeah, guys. Same poses as we took on our mat. This time we're taking it standing. We won't be here too long. Use your next breath in. Rotate it back all the way to the front of the room. Keep your right knee here and maybe fly both hands up tall, if that feels okay. Right knee stays bent here for a breath. Think back to your high lunge on this exhale. All you're gonna do is use your belly to help land that right foot all the way back. Whew. Nice and gently you land. Stay here on this inhale in your high lunge. On your exhale, float your way down. Hands frame the left foot at the top. Bellies will fly. Left foot back up to sky. 3-leg dog. We've been here before, right? So it feels normal. Exhale, land left foot down to meet right. Whew, feels good to come off that ankle. When you're ready, breathe in, rise to tiptoes, bend your knees, feet to hands at the top. Other side will go. Breathing in, lift up long, halfway. Breath out, take it right down. Inhale, stand high. Maybe that little back bend if you look up at the hands, and on your exhale, wave it down. We all fold. Inhale, long spines. Maybe your hands come up a little taller. They're below the knees for me. Some of them might even come up to the thighs, if that's okay for you. This is where you want to stay with a long spine. On your exhale, plant the hands, it's left foot this time to the back. Set yourself up for that lunge stance. Nice and strong through the legs, because on your next inhale, we'll all rise up tall and sink into that top knee. Settle in right here for just a good breath. If you need to, you can always adjust. Bend through that back knee if you need to soften it up. You can always take hands to the heart too, if that's too much on your shoulders. On your next in-breath, take that 45-degree hinge. It'll help you shift the weight into your front foot, because on our next exhales, we'll start to send that weight forward. Get light in the back toes all the way until your left knee comes up towards your chest. Keep it here for a moment, and then land both hands just below that knee here. You stand tall. One leg mountain, nice and strong through that standing leg, but keep a micro bend in that knee, so it's not totally locked out here. Right hand's gonna clip the right hip. Keep that left hand on top of the left shin. One breath. On that exhale, take that external hip rotation, open it up, like you're making an air tree pose is what we call this in yoga. Nice and easy, guys, good. Breath in, brings you back up to the center. Release the grip, float both hands up high. We'll stay here for one breath in, I know, this is a good one. Exhale, step it all the way back to your high lunge. High lunge keeps you here on this next breath in. Next breath out, fold your way, frame that top foot. On your next breath in, bellies fly, right foot up to sky. Sink heavy through that left heel, get light in that right foot, maybe stir it out for a moment. Before you land your right foot down to meet your left, it's down dog. Whew, let's rinse that one out. On your inhale, roll your way forward, high plank to low plank. Knees or no knees, your choices. Breathe it in, roll your way open, cobra pose, maybe even up dog. Exhale, send your way back to your downward facing dog. We're gonna go a little bit deeper this time. Ready? On your inhale, rise to tiptoes, bend your knees, make your way up to the top of your mat. Grab that strap with you. We're gonna use it here. You can probably guess where we're going. On your inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, take it down. Whew. Rise it up tall, no strap yet, but we're gonna keep it handy and close by. Exhale, wave it down. We all fold. Inhales keep us to our float us to our halfway lift. Exhales, plant both hands, step your right foot back. That's it. Keep that strap close by. It's gonna come with you as you come up for your high lunge. If you have a towel at home, that's what you're using, up into your high lunge here. You can take it with the 45-degree hinge here on this next breath in. Maybe send that weight forward into that top foot. Use your exhale, use your belly to fly back foot up. Here you are in your one-leg mountain. Now you can always land both hands down, take that knee, grip. Here's where we're gonna level it up even more. You can take that strap, towel, take it around the sole of that right foot. How's that, guys? Yeah. Okay, options here for you, okay? Knee bent, no strap, that's level 1. Level 2, you can take it with the bent knee with the strap, or you can take this a little deeper with me. Left hand's gonna clip the left hip here. My strap's around the sole of my foot, because on this next breath in, I might extend it out long, whoo, and fly it out. I like to clip my left hand, or lift hip with my left hand, but some people actually, if it's easier for you to grab a strap, or even in that strap in both hands, you can do that. I actually find it easier to take it in one strap, one hand, one hip, one hand. Guess where we're going next? One breath in right here. Prepare for the opening. On your exhale, rotate it open to the side. Strap and foot in hand. Stay strong through that standing leg. I can see you out of the corners of my eyes. It's looking good, guys. Next breath in, roll it all the way back up to the top, nice and easy. You got it. Bend that right knee. If you have that strap in your hand, just release it off to the sides for a moment. Maybe you kick that right leg out straight, or for a little less, you can keep that right knee bent. Whew. When you're ready, take a big step back, high lunge. Settle in here for that high lunge for a moment. Make your way down on the exhale, low lunge. Let's get off that left leg, come up by extending or flying left foot up to sky. We'll be here for an extra breath. Let it feel good to get light out of that left long leg. Work shoulder or circles with the toes, the ankle, the hip, the knee. Good, guys. Left foot steps down to meet right. It's down dog. We got one more side to go. Breathe it in, rise to tiptoes, bend your knees. Feet meet hands up at the front. Woo! Breathe it in, lift up halfway. Breathe it out, fold. Inhales will rise us up tall. Exhales, float us down low. In breath, long spines. Exhale, it's left foot this time to the back of the mat. Keep that strap handy, or actually take it with you, not just handy, it's coming. Next inhale, rises up to our high lunge position and settles us in right here. You know where we're going. On your inhale, find that 45-degree hinge. It'll help you shift the weight into that front foot as you send your back foot up towards your chest, your back knee, I should say, up towards your chest. Level 1, keep it with that knee here, if you'd like. Hands come down to wrap the shin. You have the strap like me. It's coming around the sole of that left foot. 2 hands on either end of that strap. 1 hand with your left hand on that strap. Right hand can clip the right hip. I actually find that helps me find a little bit more stability. Maybe it works for you too. We stay right here, maybe for a moment, but when you're ready, we'll all fly that tall leg. Keep a micro bend in both knees to help protect them. Stay strong, nice and tall in your stance. A breath in to prepare to open up. On our next exhale, work that hip rotation all the way out to the side. Keep those toes flexed in that strap. Keep that foot active. A lot easier to float active weight. Belly, rock it all the way back up to the front. Whew. Settle in right here. Take a soft bend in that knee if you have that strap like me, just to release it off to the side. Maybe you keep your left knee floating, hands float too. Maybe you fly out your left leg for just a moment. One more breath in right here. And on your exhale, bend that left knee. Whoo, step it all the way to the back, guys. Nice. High lunges. High lunge to help you settle in all that good energy. Use your exhale. Float both hands down. They frame that top foot. Bellies will fly. Right foot up high. 3-leg. Sink heavy in that left heel. Let those right toes take a moment of rest. Stir and swirl that one out. Ankle, knee, and hip. Next breath in, whenever it comes, straighten out of that right leg. Next breath out, here's we'll change it up. On your exhale, pull your right knee in towards your nose. Come forward into that high plank. Land your right knee to the base of your right wrist. You can keep your right shin up here. Maybe walk those left toes out a little longer. Wiggle your way into your half pigeon pose. If you have a block, it can feel really good to have that underneath your right hip bone, or even for underneath your forehead. Sit up nice and tall in your pigeon for just a moment. Without sinking into either hip side, set your base here for your pigeon before you start to softly let gravity take over. Walk the hands up a little taller on the mat. Maybe you stay up on tall arms, maybe forearms feel right for you, or maybe somewhere even deeper or not. If you're already in half pigeon here at home, stay right here. If you want to take a supported or a supine pigeon, we call it, which is on your back, stay there if you're already in your pigeon, but I'll give you another option if people want to take a softer variation. Your right shin, open up by crossing right ankle over the left thigh, and you'll get the same benefit here in your supine pigeon. Just another option if you want to take it a little softer. We'll be here for about 2-ish more breaths. Coming back to a natural, deep, full breath, just like the one we used at the start of class. When you're ready, if you're in your half pigeon, walk your hands up, walk your chest up nice and tall. Whew. We got one more side. If you're in your pigeon, bring that left toe, those left toes back in a little closer. Enough space that you could bring those left toes in, tuck them underneath you to lift your left knee. Just enough space to pull that right shin off the mat and fly it to the back. It doesn't need to go all the way to your 3-leg dog. Maybe it just floats at a 90-degree angle at the back as you stir it out. Let that blood flow back through that right leg. Right foot lands next to left, and we'll take this to the other side. Breathe in, float your left leg nice and tall. Left toes stay high. Next, exhale, left bent knee comes in towards your chest. Roll your way forward and softly land. The left knee to the base of the left wrist. Extend right leg goes long. Extend right leg goes long. If you're on your back, you're just taking it to the other side. Come up nice and tall in your pigeon. Keep those hips squared up before you find your way down. Nice and smooth. Block underneath that left hip space. Block underneath forehead maybe as you come down. And be kind to yourself. Each side can be a little different. Maybe a little softer, a little smoother. Maybe a little more open. Three, maybe 4 good breaths. Rock us into this hip space, just so we're even. And as you're ready, hands walk up a little closer. Bring the chest back up off that mat. No need to go back into 3-leg dog. All you're gonna do is drop onto that bum. Whew, and swing those legs out in front of you. And you can shake it out right here on your mats. Keep that strap close by. Actually, we'll use it here, and I'll bring it my way around so you can see what this will look like. Take your way into like a little V seat, just a capital V. Your legs will be out long. Bend your, let's start with our left side first. Bend your left knee. Bring the sole of your left foot to your right inner thigh. Nice and tall, you can sit and actually take both hands underneath your sits bones. Pick your seat up off the mat and then sit back down. Just so you know you're equal with both sits bones. Strap in hand and square off your chest over towards your right long leg. Flex those right toes up by your face. With talar strap in hand, on our inhale, rise up nice and tall, reaching high through side body. On your exhale, hinge at the hip points. Extend tall, reaching even past those toes. And grab onto whatever you can, really. Strap might wrap the sole of the foot. If it doesn't, you can even just land both hands on either side of the mat. But if you're there, use whatever grip you have to help fold your chest down towards that long leg. With your left hip point grounded down on the opposite side, that should feel really good through the low back. Such an underrated stretch here. Bring your weight back up, releasing whatever grip you had there. Shake it out, maybe through that leg, and we're gonna take this to the other side. Left leg will go long, then through the right knee, and fold that right foot into that left inner thigh. Pick yourself up off your seat for a moment, and then set back down. Just little adjustments here to make sure you're equal. Square off the chest towards that left long leg, left toes flexed up by the face. Breath in, float your way up tall in the upper body. On your exhale, wave your way down, nice and easy. Maybe your strap meets your foot, maybe it doesn't. Wherever you are, be kind to yourself. Drape your way over that long leg. Keep those left toes flexed wherever you are, and keep your gaze soft on the mat. Keeping that long neck shape behind you. We all softly release, come back up tall, release that strap off that foot if it was there like mine. Both legs go out. Whew, maybe shake it out of your legs, and then we're gonna bring our legs together. We got one more forward fold, everyone. Legs pike together here tall. Take hands, pick yourself up off that seat just to equal out, and then set back down. With both or all 10 toes flexed up by your face, strap comes back with you this one final time. Breathe it in, rise it up, reaching high. And on our exhales, we all fold softly forward. Wrapping both feet with the strap. Find whatever grip feels good for you. Maybe it's no strap, maybe it's just the mat. Use the energy of that strap to help pull you a little closer, like you could give yourself a hug here. When you're ready, softly release. Release the strap off to the side and come back up to a tall spine. We're gonna make our way all the way down to our mats. Walk your arms out long with your legs here. Pinky spinning down, thumb spinning up. And we're all gonna land on our backs eventually. But use whatever juice you have left. Keep your, I was gonna say, engage your core here to make this nice and fluid and soft. But when you can't hold it anymore, softly land on your backs, pull bent knees into the chest, wrap your arms around your shins, give yourselves a good hug. We did it. Side to side, we can flow with bent knees into the chest. If happy baby is in your practice, flex both feet up to the sky, bend deep into the knees. Maybe you reach for the backs of the thighs. It's a nice modification. Maybe you reach for the shins or the ankles, you hug those knees down. Maybe you reach for the outsides of the feet. Full expression of happy baby. Right to left you rock, and then left to right again. Bring your weight back to stillness. Release both knees into your chest. Land both feet down flat on the mat. We're gonna take one more bridge pose to close us out here. Walk those heels in by the bum. Arms go long alongside the body. Breathe in to prepare to tip off. And on your exhale, we all fly. Hips go up high above heart. Pressing through the feet, the four corners of the feet, maybe even the palms. Maybe through glutes, you press yourselves up a centimeter taller. And on the exhale, roll your ways down. Knees come back into the chest. Wrap your arms around your shins, and this time, bring your nose in towards your knees. We all curl ourselves up into this tight little yoga ball. Nice and tiny we make ourselves. Toes pointed, pull yourselves in even tighter, even scrunching at the muscles in your face. Every part of your body working for you on this final breath in. And on this final breath out, we all release. Let your arms, your legs go long. For your final rest, your Shavasana. Let your feet float open like the pages of a book. Let your palms face high to sky. The final few resting moments of class. are all for you. Remind yourself of the intention you set at the beginning of class, whatever it was that you hope to gain from this flow. Showing up for yourselves, give yourself some love, some gratitude for all that good work. If you're at home, I encourage you to pause. Shavasana, the most important part of our flow. To recognize all that we're doing on our mats, recognize everything you're doing off your mats too. But if you're ready to move, when you're ready to move, I'll invite us all to close out class with one final full body stretch. Bring your wide feet together to touch with toes pointed at the back of your mat. On your next in-breath, float those arms up overhead. Take up the tallest shape you've made yet, like you just got out of bed this morning. And on our exhales, we pull bent knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the shins. Keep your gaze soft at the ceiling. Just one final soft little hug. Self-hug and gratitude. Arms float up above the head and let your knees drop onto whatever side feels good for you. Just so you can lay on one side in a fetal position for just another moment of rest. As you're ready, keep your eyes closed. Body stays soft. Walk your way up or walk your hands up to an easy seat. Meet me in crossed legs or another easy seat for you. Bring your hands over your heart space, hands to prayer hands or one palm over the other. We close out sharing in just a moment of gratitude. Thank you all so much for sharing this flow with me. Finding 45-ish minutes for yourself to set the tone for whatever it is you're doing off your mats too. I hope this practice served you in all the ways you needed it. The reset, the recharge, and probably most importantly, the release. Whatever it was you walked in carrying heavy, so you can make way for whatever's yet to come. Your next in-breath, bring palms together to touch, up to the third eye, space right in between the eyebrows. We offer it up one final time. Hearts and gaze tip open to ceiling or to sky. And on our exhales, we all bow forward together. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Namaste, guys. Oh, that was a harder one than I usually do. But because you guys are seasoned professionals, I thought I could.